What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema, and today is an Q&A Ask Me Anything, guys. As we just hit 750 subscribers, a little over that now. So I thank you. I appreciate you all for investing your time on watching my channel. It's been great. It's been fun so far, guys. So we're just gonna you guys can ask me anything. I'm gonna go through some questions on social media I've already got, and we're just gonna have a blast. We'll run about an hour if we can, and that's okay. If a lot of you can't show up, um, I got some talking points we can talk about for a bit. So I'm just gonna go to the comments and see what's going on. And oh, my brother Matt Fachi Cinema. Congrats, brother! You're always grinding. Thanks, man. I absolutely appreciate it. You too. You make awesome content over on your channel as well. But before we get to some questions, guys, I'm going to do some housekeeping after I answer Matt's question. And he says, "What's your favorite slasher flick not from a franchise?" Ooh, not from a franchise. Okay, so we got to rule out Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. We got to rule out Black Christmas. We got to rule out Halloween. Visiting Hours, Matt. Visiting Hours, buddy. That Canadian slasher flick that you got to get onto, brother. I think you got to get onto that one for sure because that is a great flick. It's a bit of a slow burn, but I think it will keep you interested. So definitely check out some Visiting Hours. I think that would be my favorite. All right, so let's pull up our talking points for tonight. Woohoo! We're gonna do some upcoming content, clean some house. We're gonna talk about the death of physical media. That seems to be going around on the YouTube space right now. Best Buy, not selling physical media anymore. Everything streaming now. We're gonna talk about it. You know what I love? All my VHS collection here. I got Blu-rays. I got DVDs. In fact, I got some VHS tapes right in front of me right now. That I just recorded a video for. We're gonna talk about 2024 action movie roundup as well. Action movies coming out in 2024. So we're gonna have a little discussion about that. And Stallone, does he still have stuff in the basement? Could one of Sylvester Stallone's iconic characters return once again, or do we want to see that? Does he still have one more good one left? So let me go to my overlay. So what's coming up, guys? Well, if you're a content creator, and if you're not a content creator, or if you're a really passionate Rambo fan, I got a big project coming up. Top 50 Rambo moments. Top 50 Rambo moments. So send me, Jason, Backtrack Cinema, a video of your top 10 moments by February 22nd. February 22nd is the close off date, so it gives me time to edit. So I would like you to record a video of your top 10 moments from the Rambo franchise, what they mean to you, say something about them, how they influenced you, what you really love about them. And all I ask is that you when you film it in a wide cinematic mode. Um Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, don't film it like on your if you're gonna film it on your phone, don't film it like this. Film it like this. So it makes it a lot easier for editing for me. Get it in by February 22nd. And yeah, and you're talking about your top 10 moments. So we got that coming up. Um, we got a future live show coming up. I just haven't got a date for it yet. Top 10 Carol Cole movies. Carol Cole movies. I don't know how you say it. This is the producers Mario Kasser, Andrew Vajna, or whatever you fucking say his name. So I'm gonna do a live show, hopefully coming up from that. So I hope you guys tune in for that one. I got a huge collaboration with the Dark Ether Files podcast in March. March Madness Monsterthon. We'll be doing Godzilla and King Kong films. I will be doing the reviews. Caleb will be coming on my channel for the reviews. I'll be going on his channel for the watch alongs of movies we still got to pick out, movies we're discussing, but we're definitely going to start with the original King Kong from 1933, and we're going to start with the original Godzilla from 1954. I have an Assault on Precinct 13 review coming up. Hopefully I can get that recorded. I can get that edited pretty soon, I'm hoping. This Sunday, I got a Silent Rage watch along, so make sure you guys tune in for that. That will be at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am working on a huge Backtrack Cinema 1980s awards show. So me and the Wolfman are going to be hosting that at Mega Movie Z. And I'm hoping to get to Mad Max movie review by the end of the month as well. So that's what I got for cleaning up house, guys. A lot of exciting content coming up. Austin from SPC and Leaf says, "Hey, congrats, bro. Thanks very much." Tim's here, says, "What's up, J-Man? How you doing?" All right, so let's get to some questions. I got them on my phone here. First question from Austin from SPC. What movie would you say is the most influential to you as an overall person? Well, that's an easy one, and that would be Rocky 1 from 1976. I mean, this movie has inspired me, influenced me so much over the years. Just even just to always put my best foot forward no matter what I try to do. Man, it could be doing YouTube, it could be working out, it could be getting the promotion at work, it could be anything. It could be even, having the balls to ask a girl out. Could be the Rocky influence. And that is the movie that has influenced me more than any other movie, I would say. Um Another movie from 1986 is Crossroads, starring Ralph Macchio and Jamie Gertz, about a blues musician who travels down to Mississippi, down in Mississippi, and he learns the blues, and he learns to feel the blues, and he really learns um he learns this from an old blues dog, and they both go on this journey together. And that's the movie that inspired me to play guitar, and the reason why I am the blues lover I am. I picked up the guitar at 14, cranking out blues licks, all that kind of stuff. So that's another movie I would say that influenced me in a different way. But yeah, that's two movies that influenced me. All right, we got Gareth from Video Tasty says, which 80s action film would you have liked to been the main character in? This is a tough one. Which 80s is it yeah, which 80s action film would you have liked to been the main character in? Man, that I'm thinking hard. I mean, I don't think I'd want to relive Predator. As much as those guys are jacked and awesome, greased up, and they're man machines. Um, I don't know if I would want to face down the Predator, to be honest. It might be Commando, to be honest with you. If I could be an 80s action hero, it might be Commando, because it's like nobody was a match for John Matrix. I mean, this guy just destroys. This guy destroys a fucking island, man, and no one stands in his way. Anybody who stands in his way, they just fuck him up, man. Fuck him up. So tonight, I think I'll go with John Matrix from Commando. Definitely think I'll go with John Matrix. Tim says, which film would you all like to be the villain in? Ooh. Which film would I like to be the villain in? So many great villains. Um, Darth Vader. Darth Vader might be a guy who'd be really fun to play, I think. Really fun to play. Um, yeah, because he was such an awesome villain. He had presence, he could be intimidating. Nobody messed with Darth Vader. That'd be like being the king, right? This is just off the top of my head, Tim. I'm thinking Darth Vader would have been an awesome, awesome, awesome character to play. Comes back with, yeah, Vader. All right, I got another question. John Hefner says, I wonder if there's I wonder if there is any remake out there that you enjoyed because for me, I can't stand them for the most part. Okay, well, The Thing, The Fly, and The Blob. Excellent remakes. The Thing from 1982. It's a remake, guys. You know, the original Thing goes back to the 50s, directed by Howard Hawks. So John Carpenter's The Thing, masterpiece, man. The Blob from 1988. That's a really good remake. And The Fly from 1986 with Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis. It is such a great movie. I absolutely love The Fly. The Fly is absolutely awesome. Great practical effects in that. And, just I love how that movie just starts as a horror movie, right? Or no, sorry. It starts off as a science fiction film. Sorry, my apologies. I have no edit button, man. Crash, burn. Um, yeah, The Fly, man. Great practical effects. It starts off as this science fiction film, takes a hard right into horror. So that's a great flick. But I think if for modern remakes, I really enjoyed The Hills Have Eyes. I think that's a really good remake. Now we're in horror territory here. Um, Another good Mother's Day was a really good remake. But off the top of my head, man, I can't think of like really excellent remakes. Tim says, "What's your favorite comedy?" There's so many to choose from, eh? So many to choose from, Tim. So many, man. I just watched Porky's for the first time not that long ago. I'm going to be doing a review as a short. So if you follow my YouTube shorts, I'll be doing a review of Porky's. I just recorded it this evening, actually. Me and the wife had a blast with that movie. It just, I loved Porky's. Not my favorite, but it was my first time watching it, right? So Porky's I thought was an absolute blast. It was like American Pie before American Pie, but I'd got to go with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is my favorite comedy of all time. I absolutely just love John Candy in that flick. He was just amazing in that flick, and the chemistry between him and Steve Martin. But I could sit here and tell you, my favorite comedies like all the John Hughes films. If we're talking Uncle Buck, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Weird Science, 16 Candles. Back to the Future is a comedy. I look at that as a comedy. It's one of my favorites. Stripes, I really like. Police Academy. I really love Summer Rental with John Candy is really good. Oh God, I love so many comedies, man. There's so many. I like a lot of '80s comedies, though. I really do. I love a lot of '80s comedies. One obscure one I don't know if you guys have all seen is John Cusack and Demi Moore in One Crazy Summer. That movie is freaking funny, man. I always had a blast with that as a kid. I love it even now. I just can't find a copy of it. I can't find a copy of One Crazy Summer. I'd really like to get that one, but um One Crazy Summer is just, a bunch of friends, they go to this I think the Kentucky or something like that to have a good summer and to get into all these shenanigans. It ends with this really big like boat race at the end of it, like the regatta at the end of this movie. And it's a blast, man. I absolutely love um One Crazy Summer. Chris Snyder oh, sorry, Chris. Okay, hey everyone, congrats on 750. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, man, it's been an awesome time with the new channel Backtrack Cinema. You and Matt, Chris, we all go way back, and yeah, man, it takes a lot to rebrand to start over, but having a blast, man. Just talking movies I like to talk about. And Chris says, which do you prefer, Porky's or Revenge of the Nerds? Porky's is fun, but I gotta go with Nerds on this one. I I hardly remember Revenge of the Nerds, Chris, but I'll get back to you on that one once I watch it. I do have to give it a fresh watch. Fachi says, "What is your favorite food of all time?" Lasagna, brother. Lasagna and shepherd's pie. I love lasagna. I love Italian food. Um, whenever I eat spaghetti, I feel like the Godfather. You know, I'm gonna give you an offer you can't refuse. You know what I mean? Italian humor there. Yeah, I love Italian food, Matt. I absolutely love it. Lasagna is my favorite um meal of all time. My mom used to make a kick-ass homemade lasagna. Absolutely kick-ass. Tim says, "What's an underrated film you feel that doesn't get enough credit?" Oh God, that's a tough question. An underrated film that does not get enough credit. I know, there's so many I know. I said I wish people would watch this one more, but my mind is going blank. Let me roll that in the back of my mind for a bit, Tim. So I'm just not sitting here going thinking. I've mentioned this one to Matt. Visiting Hours, slasher, a hospital slasher from 1982. I think that's quite underrated, man. Not many people talk about that one. Starry Eyes. I reviewed that once. I picked that one up because of Lee from Drum Dums talked about that one. Great movie. Absolutely fantastic movie. If we're talking horror right now, but there's a lot of underrated gems out there, man. But those two off the top of my head for now. Um Chris says rebranding feels good. I'm in the process of that myself. Basically, I have to start from scratch. Yeah, man. Um, it's tough, Chris, but you know what? You find your niche. You know what I mean? You get an audience, man. I've really gotten an audience. Starting with the Dirty Harry reviews, then I did some Death Wish, Stallone, talking all these '80s movies, '80s action. You'll find your audience for sure. You're a great content creator, Chris. You'll always do well, man. You'll do well, man. You'll do well. Chris says, "What's the first movie that you can remember seeing in the theater?" Return of the Jedi, 1983. I'm old. So I was 4 years old, Chris. And let me tell you, that end battle sequence, when you're 4 years old, looking up, all the laser blasts, the ships flying through the air, the space, the story, um, Vader's redemption, all of it was just so what an amazing experience. I'm surprised it's not my favorite Star Wars movie, to be honest with you. Because it was absolutely a stellar movie. The first movie I ever went to was Popeye, but I don't remember it. But Return of the Jedi, my friend, that was one hell of a theater experience for sure. You could almost compare it to young kids going to watch Avatar for the first time. You imagine how that'd be 5 years old watching Avatar? Incredible. Chris says, I'm going for that retro 80s, 90s focus, taking inspiration from a few channels in the community. It's the most comfortable I've ever been. Now just have to build the community. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Absolutely. All the good names are taken. Podcast. There are my boys. There's Ronnie and Blake. Congrats on 750. You know this movie. You guys know this movie. There you go, Ronnie. Oh, frick, love Commando. Actually, Tim, question earlier. Underrated movie? I think Temple of Doom is the best Indiana Jones movie. Sorry, get away from my mic. I think Temple of Doom, guys, is the best Indiana Jones film for sure. This is underrated, man. And I think it has the best villain. I think it has the best adventure. Love Temple of Doom, man. Come to think of it, looking at my movie collection here. Um, all right, here we go. Tim says you're told you have to move a cabin on a mountain for 1 year, all the food you need, only have room for 3 movies and 3 music cassettes. What do you take? I would take Rocky 1. I would take First Blood. Oh, it's between Terminator and Predator. Oh god, the third movie. Don't do this to me. Okay, let's break it down. Let's break it down here. Predator is awesome. Buffed up guys, just testosterone fuel. This is when men were men. You got Arnold, you got my boy Sonny Landham, um, Hawkins and his pussy jokes, so good, entertaining, action. But then you got Terminator, you got Linda Hamilton, one of my first crushes. You get some boob in there. Come on, fellas, you get some boob in there. Um, Kyle Reese, the story, I love it, but the way my mind's thinking now, I'm going with Predator. I gotta go with Predator. So First Blood, Rocky, and Predator. Let's just leave it at that. Ronnie says, "Congrats on 750." Thank you, man. Thank you so much, and thank you for your support, coming to the chats, watching the videos. And he says, "Love it, love it, love it, love it." Oh, Tim, 3 cassettes. This is a bit harder. Oh, dude, Muddy Waters, Hard Again album, 1977. Johnny Winter producing, Johnny Winter cranking on the guitar, old Muddy Waters singing the blues. Absolutely love it, man. You want to talk about blues music, just knock your socks off. We're gonna blow the roof off this joint, man. That's such a good album. Um Robert Johnson at the Crossroads. It's kind of like his greatest hits thing, like Delta Blues from the 30s. Great stuff there. Um Man, tough, tough, tough. Well, let's break. I'd have to go Alice Cooper's "Welcome to My Nightmare." Absolutely love that album. It has so many different styles of music in them, like Steven. "Welcome to my nightmare. I think you're gonna like it." You have oh, what else do you have on that? Devil's Food. You have "Some folks love to see red. Some folks wake up every morning." You just have so many good tracks on that, and it's very horror like. It's got some great driving rock, but it's got some horror in there. It has everything, man. Absolutely love that album. Ronnie says he'd take Revenge of the Nerds, Beverly Hills Cop, and Ghostbusters. That is some kick-ass movies right there. I gotta watch Revenge of the Nerds again. Hardly even remember that one. Chris was talking about it earlier, so all right, guys. So we'll talk a little bit of my next topic here about the death of physical media. This has been going around quite a bit on channels. The big thing about Best Buy not selling physical media anymore. Best Buy here in Canada and Walmart has been pathetic for the last couple of years. Now, fortunately, there's still a couple stores like you sell used DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks that I still go to around here. That I could still pick up physical media. So it doesn't hurt my feelings too much what Best Buy's out, but streaming's not the same. It has its uses, it's practical. You could put a movie on quick, you can find a lot of movies. But I remember Christopher Nolan saying, they film these movies with these high definition cameras and all this jazz, and you, the true experience is the HD version of the movie that you buy on disc. So you're kind of getting ripped off. You're kind of getting ripped off when you're streaming something because it's buffering, right? It's going through it's it's streaming it. You know what I mean? It's streaming it. You don't get the 100% quality it was intended for. So it's really sad that physical media is on its way out, but We got to keep it alive. If you're a channel that keeps physical media alive, if you're a channel that, has a lot of VHSs and Blu-rays and stuff like that, talk about it. Keep it alive, man. You know, physical media, Rocky box set, all that jazz. Whatever you have it. Tim says, okay, here's a tough one. You're allowed to hang with Sly or Arnold for 24 hours. Which guy you hanging with? Stallone. That's not even a question. Stallone's my man. Of course I'm hanging out with Stallone. I love me Arnold. I love me. I'm gonna pump you up. I love Arnie, but I gotta go Sly, man. I mean, Sly's just been so inspiring. Sly's been such an inspiration, and man, dude changed my life, man. Those movies I watched as a kid, First Blood, Rocky, just changed my life. It allowed me to channel emotion and feeling through his movies, and the dude's a hero to me. He'll always be a hero to me. His documentary was good. I gotta watch Arnold's documentary still. So, have you guys seen Arnold's documentary on Netflix? I gotta check that one out still. But that's I hear that one's good too. Tim says, "Wow, that's quick. Arnold would have let you drive the tank." Yeah, probably. But I gotta go with Sly. I mean, he's Rocky. He's Rambo. So many great characters. Um, for sure. Let's skip to that. Let's skip to that next topic there, guys. Stallone. Is there still some stuff in the basement? Now, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Does Stallone have one good one left in him? Can Stallone bring back one more iconic character of his past? Rocky, Rambo, Marion Cobretti, Ray Tango, Demolition, John Spartan. Let me ask you guys, who would you like to see if Stallone had one more movie left in him, one more hard ass action movie? Who do you want to see come back? Do you want Rocky to come back for one more time? Do you want Rambo to come back one more time? Do you want Cobra to come back one more time? Do you want Tango and Cash to come back, or maybe just a version of it? You know what I mean? Demolition Man. Do you want to see the character from Cliffhanger? Um, let me know. Let me know in the chat there, because that's what I'm wondering. Can Stallone? I still think he has one good movie left in him for sure. Tim says Arnold's documentary was unbelievable. Awesome. I have to check it out. I just haven't had time to watch it. I've been really wanting to watch it. Just haven't had time yet. So yeah, absolutely. Tim says I thought they could have done at least two more Tango and Cash movies. Oh, with that chemistry? Yeah, bet your ass they could have. They could have done some more with Tango and Cash for sure. We could have got a trilogy out of that. Um, that was what, late 80s, 1989. Um, he did Lock Up, he did Tango and Cash. He had a big comeback with Cliffhanger and Demolition Man. Um, he did Rocky 5 in 1990. Didn't hit with all the fans, but I sure like it. Um, but yeah, I think Tango and Cash. I've heard rumblings with Robert Rodriguez wanting to bring Cobra back. So an older Marion Cobretti would be interesting. I don't like the state of Rambo. I like Last Blood, like for the most part, but I don't like the state they left Rambo in. He's bleeding to death and he takes off on his horse and he's basically on the run again. Because number 4 had such a great ending. Now I'm like, Rambo's kind of in limbo. You know what I mean? At least with Rocky, he reconnects with his son, you know, living out the rest of his days, even though I think Rocky Balboa is the definitive ending. Chris says, yeah, I would like to see the do Tango and Cash again, especially with movies like Beverly Hills Cop making a comeback. And nostalgia is very hot right now. Absolutely, nostalgia is very hot right now. for sure, man. But Tango and Cash would be. I think you could really bring that back too. I think you're right, Chris. It could work. Action comedy. You know what I mean? It needs to be John Spartan. I think Cobra and Tango and Cash have to be mid 30s. John Demolition Man was is fun, man. That's a fun movie. What do you like more, Total Recall or Demolition Man? That'd be a good versus match, eh? Demolition Man, Total Recall. Both great flicks. Both great flicks. But yeah, for sure, guys. But yeah, Stallone. I mean, he's doing great with Tulsa King. Um, I think he's got another movie coming out. Just don't I don't know much about it yet, but oh, we got some Demolition Man going hard into the corners. Is Ronnie with Demolition Man? He's going hard into the corners. Tim, Demolition Man. Oh, that's two. Two for Demolition Man. Ronnie says, I feel John Spartan would still be a badass old. Badass old. Those other characters wouldn't. Good point. Good point. Chris is going Total Recall. Ronnie says, I grew up on Demolition Man. Yeah, so did I. I went to the theater to see Demolition Man back in 93? I was 14 years old watching some Demolition Man. Yes. I have seen every Stallone movie in the theaters since Rocky 5. No, since Tango and Cash. No, since Over the Top. Except Rambo 3. I saw Over the Top in the theater. Skipped Rambo 3, saw Tango and Cash, saw Rocky 5. I even saw Stop or My Mom Will Shoot in the fucking theater. Saw Oscar, saw Cliffhanger, saw Demolition Man. I mean, watched all ever since I was like 10 years old, 8 years old, something like that. Been watching every Stallone movie in the theater since. Over the Top was my first Stallone movie in the theater. Tim says, fucking Chris. Apologies, Chris. My Stallone fans are massive Stallone fans. All the good names are taken podcast has had it recorded on VHS. Yeah. I think I got do I have that one? I don't think I have Demolition Man on VHS actually, to be honest with you. We'll have to remedy that. We'll have to remedy that. Um yeah, Chris says, ha, it's all good. Demolition Man is great, but Total Recall was more rewatched for me. Total Recall has Sharon Stone. Who we going? Sandra Bullock or Sharon Stone? Who we going with, gentlemen? Who I'm going with Sharon Stone. You guys know that. I love me some Sharon Stone. Tim says, what movie would you see in the theater again or for the first time on the big screen? Oh, man, that's tough because I'd love to see Rocky on the big screen. I'd love to see A Nightmare on Elm Street on the big screen. I'd love to see the original Psycho on the big screen. Oh, that's tough. Man, First Blood on the big screen? Die Hard on the big screen? Friggin' Predator on the big screen? Wow. Anything 80s, man. Anything 80s. I never got to see Back to the Future on the big screen. I saw it when it come out on VHS. That would be a good one. Oh, there's so many. The good thing about the Star Wars reissues, or you know what I mean, is that I got to see Empire Strikes Back on the big screen. I got to see A New Hope. I got to see Return of the Jedi twice because that was my first movie experience, but I got to see them on the big screen. So absolutely, yeah, awesome. But yeah, a lot of those classics I would love to see on the big screen, like Psycho, like Nightmare on Elm Street, like, imagine Friday the 13th part 4 or part 6 on the big screen would be amazing. Especially part 6 cuz the sound design's so good. But yeah, yeah, for sure. A lot of movies like that. Tim says just messing with you, Chris. They're both awesome. All right, do you guys want to go through the upcoming 2024 action movies? You want to do a little action movie roundup? I don't know if I'll be able to see the chat when I do this. Um, let's go through. There we go. All right. The action movies continue to be a major moneymaker for Hollywood productions year after year, and there are lots of adrenaline fueled releases to look forward to in 2024. With countless special effects and death defying stunts, reliably selling big at the box office, studios have a full slate queued up. Over the next 12 months, moviegoers can expect shootouts, explosions, high speed chases, and hard hitting fight scenes across films spanning various genres. So we got Lift. Lift. Release date January 12th, 2024. You guys heard of this? Is the directed by Gary Gray. This is Kevin Hart. Arriving to Netflix on January 12th, Kevin Hart's Netflix heist thriller follows a crew of thieves recruited by Interpol to pull off an impossible mission. That sounds interesting. And I apologize, guys. I can't see the chat, so I'll get to your questions right after this. We got The Beekeeper, Jason Statham. I hear this movie's quite entertaining, full of action. Jason Statham, Emmy Revere Lampin, Josh Hutcherson, Bobby Naderi, Minnie Driver, Felicia Rashad, Jeremy Irons, always a good villain, directed by David Ayer. In theaters on January 12th, The Beekeeper stars Jason Statham as Clay, a small town beekeeper whose quiet life is unpended when his neighbor, played by Felicia Rashad, meets a tragic end due to a powerful phishing scam. Seeking vengeance, Clay discovers the fraud is part of a larger conspiracy that only an elite group called the Beekeepers can dismantle. I think that sounds awesome. Up my alley. Argyle. No, this is Henry Cavill, Arana DeBose, Sophia Botella, Catherine O'Hara, Bryce Dallas Howard, John Cena, Samuel L. Jackson, Sam Rockwell, Bryan Cranston. Big names in this one. Directed by Matthew Vaughn, known for the Kingsman franchise. This star studded spy adventure, Argyle, hits theaters February 2nd, led by Henry Cavill as the titular super spy. The cast includes Bryce Dallas Howard as novelist Ellie Conway, whose espionage book plots mirror actual criminal activity, prompting Agent Aiden, Samuel Rockwell, to protect her. Stacked with an A-list cast. That one sounds interesting too. I've watched all these trailers too, guys. It sounds fun, that one. The Fall Guy. So this is a remake of an old TV series. How do you go wrong with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt? Emily Blunt being one of my favorite actresses. Ryan Gosling stars in The Fall Guy as Colt Seavers, a stuntman embroiled in a daring plot to find movie star Tom Ryder, who goes missing mid-shot on the LA set of his ex-girlfriend Jody's Emily Blunt big directorial debut. I love the sound of that. That sounds like that's going to be a lot of fun. It sounds like you get behind the scenes of how movies are made too. They're probably going to show. Um, The chemistry between Emily and Blunt and Ryan Gosling will probably be really good, if I'm guessing. Ballerina. So this is the John Wick spinoff. Anna de Armas will bring confidence and grace to the role of Rooney, a vengeance-fueled ballerina assassin in the first John Wick spinoff from Ballerina. With emotive depth and hard-hitting physicality, de Armas is slated to play the killer dancer out to destroy those responsible for her family's death. Releasing June 7th. So now we're in summertime. Hey, it was inevitable, isn't it? To do a John Wick spinoff. Um they've done a good job in the John Wick series, so let's hopefully they can continue. Bad Boys 4, I haven't seen Bad Boys 3. I'm not a huge Bad Boys fan. I'll watch it though. I'll watch it. Twisters. Daisy Edgar Jones steps into the role of a Twister obsessed storm chaser in Twisters, a legacy sequel to 1996 Twister arriving 2024, set decades after Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton's storm tracking protagonists. Edgar Jones will most likely play their daughter who seeks to follow in her father's footsteps, deploying advanced tornado detection technology. Directed by Minari Lee's Isaac Chung, Twister revisits tornado plagued Oklahoma with a new story anchored by emotional ties to the original film rather than serving as a direct sequel. Also set to star is Top Gun Maverick's Glenn Powell. Hmm. I think that could be okay. I mean, if Top Gun Mavericks has shown us one thing, that you can do legacy sequels really well. Transformers 1, an actual animated Transformers, that should be exciting. And we got Gladiator 2, guys, November 22nd. Now, this is a sequel I don't think we need, but who knows? This could be really good. Epic battles are set to make a return in Gladiator 2, arriving in theaters November 22nd. 20 years after Ridley Scott's original period action film set box office records, with Scott back directing, production on the hotly anticipated sequel was set to begin in March, but faced delays. Um, Oscar nominee Paul Mescal inherits the mantle of Lucius, while Denzel Washington collaborating with Scott for the first time in 15 years, and Mandalorian star Pedro Pascal round out the A-list cast. Plot details remain guarded. Well, um, Ridley Scott's really good, man. Oh, what happened? Um, Ridley Scott knows how to direct a film. Let's be honest, right? He knows how to direct a film, so I'm hoping it's good. Gladiator 2. I don't think we really needed a sequel, but hey, it could be good. Tim says I want to see the Beekeeper. It looks fucking wicked awesome. I think it does look wickedly awesome, man. I think the Beekeeper looks pretty good. I definitely like to nip out to the show and see it if I could ever get there. And Chris says lots of great names attached to that project. Yeah, for sure. I think there's some good ones coming up. Some good action films coming up. A Fall Guy looks promising. I want to see the Beekeeper, which is pretty much out now. So yeah, good stuff coming up. But if we're talking outside action, um, I'm really excited for Beetlejuice. I think that has a lot of potential to be good. Um, I believe Tim Burton's back. Great cast. Michael Keaton's back. Tim Burton's back. I think Tim Burton's back. Is Tim Burton back? I can't recall. Or is it to be like a Blade Runner thing? A new director stepping in, but I'm excited for Beetlejuice. Beverly Hills Cop. The trailer looks promising. As long as in Beverly Hills Cop they can recapture the magic between the original three, I think it could be promising. The one The one I'm worried about because I want to love this movie so much, and that's Nosferatu. The director's name Robert Eggers. Robert Eggers. I have not been a big fan of his movies. Um, they're a little pretentious for me. Like beautiful cinematography and everything. I love The Witch, the sound score, like the screeches, the cinematography. The Lighthouse cinematography was good. I just didn't like the movies. Did not like the movies that much. I think The Northman has been his best so far. Man, like Nosferatu and Robert Eggers seem to go together so beautifully, but I want something really good, really entertaining. You know what I mean? Um, I don't expect it to do what the original did, but I think it has the potential of being really good. But I don't know, man. The guy just hasn't hit with me on all his projects, so I don't know. I want it to be good. I hope it's good. I think well, who's the buddy there from Skarsgård playing Nosferatu? I think he'll be really good in it. Like I think all the performances will be really good. But will I like the movie? Will it just be boring? You know what I mean? I hope not. But that's what I'm standoffish about, but I'm so excited for it too. Tim says if you made a movie, would be comedy, sci-fi, action, or horror. I think I know you well enough. It would come down to either action or horror. If I wanted to make a movie, yeah, I'd probably blend both those. I would probably blend action and horror together. If I was to make a movie, I'd probably blend all. That's what I love about Predator so much. It's slasher, it's horror, it's sci-fi, it's action. The Fly, The Thing, they're a horror, they're sci-fi. They do have action. Terminator, man, it has horror, it has action, it has sci-fi, it has drama. So if I was to make a movie, an original piece, I'd probably want to tap into something like that where I can mix a lot of genres together. But you are right, Tim. You do know me. Ginger Ninja, what a great channel. I love when great channels stop by to say hello. Ginger Ninja has an awesome channel. Go check him out, guys. He's really good at reviews. Does great stuff over there. Great dude too. He says, "Hey, how's it going? I'm doing well, man. I am doing well." Ginger Ninja says, "Who would star in your movie if you made one?" Who would star in my movie? Um, oh, that kind of depends on the plot, but I don't know. Stallone? Can we get Stallone in my movie? Can I get Linda Hamilton in my movie? um, I mean, my favorite actors are Stallone, Kurt Russell, Al Pacino. My favorite actresses, I love Sharon Stone, I love Emily Blunt, I love Natalie Portman, I love Kate Blanchett. So many good ones. Linda, I think I've already mentioned Linda Hamilton's just awesome. I just love her. Um, Film Kid says I rewatched Scarface today. Definitely is my second favorite movie. Thoughts on Scarface? Love Scarface. Love that freaking scene where he's this like, listen, man, I never fucked anybody over who didn't have it coming to them. All I have is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Man, when Al Pacino speaks there, you believe it, man. You just believe it, man. And Film Kid comes up. I watched The Irishman and Casino. Both of them were great. And I also watched Shutter Island and Zodiac. All great movies, man. Paula Balboa. Chris, he says, "Yo, Jason, congrats on the milestone. I just learned Tulsa King will have a second season. Thoughts on first season? First season was excellent. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I thought it mixed really good, mob crime drama with comedy really well. I thought the characters all had great arcs. I thought it had good characters. It ended with a good cliffhanger where he gets fucked over. You know what I mean? Reunites with his daughter. And so I think it's going places in the second season that I really like. And I think Stallone's character is really good, man. Really good. So yeah, loved it, man. I thought it was great. Mr. Dan and Horace says, "Hey Jason, just watched The Man from Hong Kong, 75. Ever see it?" No, I haven't. I'll have to put that on my watch list for sure. Film Kid says, "Tomorrow I'm watching The Godfather for the first time." Oh my stars! For the first time? Oh, the opening scene will knock your socks off, man. So good. One of the best movie scenes you'll ever see. And I may watch Full Metal Jacket, and spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Scarface, but the part where he killed his friend, excellent. These movies are old as hell. Those we're all good. Spoiler territory is fun. Um, Spoilers for Scarface once again. The part where he killed his friend, even though I had seen the movie before, it still left me in shock. Yeah, I only saw Scarface for the first time a couple years ago, if I'm being honest. And you know what? It lived up to its reputation. He says, "Say hello to my little friend," and he's got fucking cocaine everywhere. That ending just lived up to its reputation of that movie. Great flick. Good stuff. Tim says, "What's your favorite one-liner of all time?" Oh God, man, Yippee ki motherfucker's a good one. That's a good one, man. Uh, Murdoch, I'm coming to get you. That's a good one. What about Rambo 2, man? What about which you choose to call hell? He calls home. That's a good one. Um, but my favorite, oh God. Oh, Tim, these questions are tough, man. Favorite one liner. Oh, I pity the fool. That's a good one too. So many. What about Commando, man? Dead tired. When he goes, "Please don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired." I love that one. Oh, there's so many. Tim, I could do 50 right now. Like, there's so many. That may be a future video, Tim. You just gave me you know what? That could be a future video for sure. Chris says, "Are you a fan of the True Detective series? Just finished the first episode of new season. Atmosphere is like the thing." Well, I have not watched True Detective, but if it's like the thing, the atmosphere, I'll definitely check it out. Film Kid says, "I need a ranking to do. I'm thinking about trying to knock out the Godfather trilogy, but part two is super long. I did watch The Irishman, which is 3.5 hours long mobster movie, so I think I'm good. Yeah, the Godfather trilogy is good, man. Number three doesn't hit as well, but Melissa Balboa, how you doing, Melissa? Hi, Jason. How you doing? Yes, Ginger Ninja, dead or alive, you're coming with me. Fuck you, asshole. Or what about my boy, Bill Duke and Commando? Scared motherfucker? Well, you should be. This Green Beret's gonna kick your big ass. I like that one. Um, yeah, good one. Yo, Adrian, I did it. Good one, Melissa. I said I would kill you last. I lied. That's a great one. Film Kid says may watch The Thing next week. I know you're excited about that. Yeah, I'm doing a watch party of The Thing very soon. Next Thursday, actually. Next Thursday, I'm doing a watch party of The Thing. Tim says I'm a huge Stallone fan, but it's got to be I'll be back. That's classic. It's kind of generic now, but it's still classic. Uh Melissa says I need to watch the new True Detective season. Love season 1 and season 2 and season 3. Yeah, damn, I gotta watch that. Definitely gotta watch that. Just another horror fan says favorite kill in a horror movie and favorite in a Rambo movie. Okay. My favorite kill in any horror movie is Tina from the original Nightmare on Elm Street. It is so good. And I will be doing a future video, a live video um on some horror deaths. So I won't get too much into it, but Tina I love. I love the death of Tina. It was just so freaking crazy and had such great tension. It was built up, had atmosphere, you know what I mean? I love that one. And my favorite in a Rambo movie, my favorite kill in a Rambo movie. Well, I love when he stabs the guy in the mud from Rambo 2, when he's hiding in the mud, comes out, kills the guy. But in John Rambo, when he picks that bitch up, fucking got his throat and he's squeezing and rips the guy's throat out. Wow, that's how you deal with someone. That's how you deal with an animal. Because the guy was ready to rape the girl, right? That's what you do to someone like that. That was awesome, man. I absolutely loved that. Just great stuff. Film Kid says, I know we're just on the topic of this, but I really can't think of any other. So it's probably say hello to my little friend, or I forgot the line, but the part where is in the bathtub. Yeah. Tim says, my favorite Rambo kill is in First Blood Part 2 when he comes out of the mud. Yeah. Melissa Balboa says, season 1 is probably one of the best shows I've ever watched. McConaughey and Woody Harrelson were great, and the atmosphere and the storyline was phenomenal. Wow, I gotta watch that then, guys. Definitely gotta watch that. Melissa Balboa says Rambo 4 with the throat. Oh yeah. Apollo Balboa says lock up, Cobra, or over the top. Over the top. Love over the top. It is very underrated as far as I'm concerned. I think it has a great story. I love the over the top of everything. I mean, the fucking the fucking Bull Harley, man. You ain't shit, little man. You want to talk about one-liners? You know his hurt hawks. Oh man, love Bull Harley. You're in a world of hurt, little man. Yeah, it's over the top for sure. Just freaking the end just gets you jacked. Just another horror fan says Mudkill is mine also. Theater experience was great too. Yeah, I bet. Film Kid says Inglorious Bastards good. Not my kind of movie. I'm not a big Tarantino fan though. Um, I'm not this. Tarantino, I think, is an awesome film fan. I love a lot of it. Like I liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I like Death Proof, but I'm not a huge. I don't like his choice of music in his period pieces. There's distorting history a bit. You know what I mean? I know it's to tell a story. It's the sake for a story, but I think it's entertaining though. It's entertaining enough. It's not horrible or anything like that, but Quentin Tarantino's a guy you just got to have a taste for, I think. Tim says Paula Ball. Oh, it's great. Talking to yourselves. Okay, okay. It looks like we'll get Creed 4 and maybe a Drago movie. Yeah, time will tell. Creed 4 looks like it's happening. It better improve over Creed 3 because I wasn't a big fan. Ginger Ninja says John Rambo versus John Matrix. Oh, what a fight! I could already, I could already smell the sweat. I could smell the beatdown, man. Who wins and why? Oh man, I might have to give it to John Rambo slightly. It depends if they got into a physical fight. Man, Matrix might have it. He did eat green berets for breakfast. He did eat green berets for breakfast, right? But as far as like guerrilla warfare, the shooting, tracking people down, surviving, I got to give it to Rambo. But if it ended up with just their fists at the end, John Matrix may just have it slightly. Um, because he's a beast, Arnold. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, I mean, the guy took on 20 men at once. And one character is very over the top. One was kind of grounded in First Blood, right? But that's a tough one, though, man. That's a tough one. Can we say a tie, Ninja? Let's say a tie. Let's keep it at a tie. Film Kid says, if you watched Oppenheimer, please tell me you liked it. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure I'll like it. I like all Christopher Nolan stuff. I got to catch up on his movies. There's a few I still haven't seen. Tim says, I loved Cobra. I felt Sly never went back to that character because just after he had an ugly split with Bridget. Yeah, that could be true. That could be true. The funny thing about Cobra is they had they were married and they had no on screen chemistry. Bridget Nielsen and Stallone and Cobra. Like there was no chemistry there at all. I think her best role was Beverly Hills Cop 2 as the villain. Where Eddie Murphy's like, "Damn, that's a big bitch." I think that's one of her best roles. Ninja. Okay, Rambo versus Predator. Oh God, Rambo. Rambo takes out the Predator. If Dutch takes out the Predator, Rambo takes out the Predator. And that would be something to see, man. Like Rambo. I mean, the only thing Predator was missing was Stallone. You imagine if they added Stallone and with all those jacked up guys, somehow he got into that movie, however the narrative would allow it. That would have been insane, man. Insane. Tim says, I think Rambo wins because if winning means he has to die, he dies. Well, according to Troutman. Ginger Ninja says, at Film Kid, Oppenheimer was good, but I didn't feel it was as great as a lot of people made it out to be. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when I see it, I guess. I am definitely excited for some Axel Foley. You know what I mean? Number 3 was not good. Not good at all. So I'm hoping they bring Beverly Hills Cop back and make a cool ending to this series. Because Axel Foley's pretty awesome, man. Pretty awesome. Mr. Dan and Horace says it's a great interview with Brian Thompson about the making of Cobra. Oh, really? I'll have to check that out, man. For sure. Check that out. Well, guys, we're past an hour now. I'm gonna get out of here soon. So if you got a couple more questions, I'll answer them and I'll get out of your guys' hair. And like I said at the beginning of this, there's lots of good content coming up. There'll be some more live shows, hopefully, like this. This has been a lot of fun, guys. Sitting here chatting with you. You guys have been asking a lot of questions, so makes me happy. And thank you to all your guys' support for getting me this far. We're past 750 subs. Man, it's been such a blast just doing the channel. Film Kid says, how good is Cobra on a scale from 1 to 10? Around a 7, I would give it. Some people really, really like it. Others not so much, I find. I like Cobra. I didn't like Cobra as much as a kid. Like, it wasn't my go-to Stallone film, but I dig it a lot more now. Ginger Ninja says, I remember there was talk of Dolph Lundgren taking on the role of Dutch's brother, but nothing came of it, though they did use his likeness in the comics in the late 80s and 90s. That would have been awesome. Dolph. And guess who's coming to the Comic Con near me? Dolph Lundgren, guys. You know I'm gonna be meeting some Dolph, man. You know I'm gonna be meeting some Dolph. Melissa says, "Have a wonderful night. We'll catch the earlier part on replay." Yeah, thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. If you have time, share the video out. Tell everyone you had a blast on Backtrack Cinema. Um, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We talk movies of the past, 70s, 80s, 90s, action, sci-fi, horror. We do it all. Ginger Ninja says, "Cobra grows on you." And I hope you have a wonderful night, Melissa. Mr. Dan and Horse says, "That would have been cool, Ginger." Tim says, "Predator, Terminator, First Blood, Rocky. Which one do you drop?" Oh! Okay, right now, I dropped Terminator. And I can't believe I'm saying that. It's a 5 out of 5. It's a perfect movie. God, Tim, the questions, man. Why you do this to me, dude? You're killing me, man. You're killing me, Tim. You're killing me. Film Kid says, "Also, let's congratulate Nick, the movie ranker, for reaching 800 subs." Yes. I said congrats to Nick today. Good friend of mine on YouTube. We are really good friends, and um, yeah, he's great content creator. He just got the 800 subs, so yeah, definitely show him some love, please, guys. Tim says, "Always fantastic, Jason. Love the channel, the rankings, watch party, reviews. Congrats on all your success." Thanks, brother. Keep punching, dude. Melissa says, "I love your show because you're very positive and fun." Well, yeah, I don't breed off. I don't know how to do negative, really. I'm not a really not with movies. I try to pick out the negative when I can, but yeah, it's good to be positive. Let's have some fun on here. That's what it's all about. Jinja says, "Who should take over as the Terminator?" Now that is a good question, Jinja, because I think you go the opposite of Arnold, like it was originally intended, like someone like Robert Patrick or Lance Hendrickson, someone who looks just normal. A girl Terminator. I hate Terminator 3, but a girl Terminator could really work if you had the right actress and you did the style and tone right. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Film Kid says top 5 mob movies or gangster movies. The Godfather. I really love Casino. Um oh god, I guess you'd have to have Goodfellas in there. Goodfellas is a classic. It's a good one. There's what that one with Johnny Depp's kind of underrated. I really liked. Oh god, I forget the name of it. He's the Boston he's the Boston crime boss. Um oh, it came out recently. I forget. No, it's not Public Enemies. It's oh, it escapes me right now, guys, but that was a good one. Oh, Ginges is Carlito's Way. That's a good one too. Um at Donnie Brasco, Melissa, that's a good one, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. Oh, it didn't get a lot of love. Black Mass, I think it's called. I think it's called Black Mass. He was good in that, man. Tim says, "I'd love to see you do a top 20 best of one-liners." Yeah, that'd be fun. Let me think about that, Tim. I got to come up with that kind of list first. Let me think about that. Tim says you should do a review of Digstown. Have you seen it? Awesome ending. I have I have seen it, but it's been years. And I just want to give you guys I want to give a special thank you. Oh crap, I don't got the card here. Um a special thank you to my YouTube members, Nick Cooling, the Night Watch Zone, Dave Carney. Put that up again. And Brandon Meacham. They're my YouTube members. They signed up for the channel. Um, they support the channel in a really big way. Any of you are interested, YouTube memberships are available. Just go on the channel, hit the join button. There's tiers there, and you'll get extra perks. You'll get early access to videos and all that jazz. If I can get enough YouTube members, I can do shows like this with just the YouTube members. We could do watch alongs together, all that kind of jazz. Da 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 da. Where is my thing? There it is. Jamie, how you doing? There's Jamie Hart's in the house. She says hello. Favorite comedy of all time: Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I answered that earlier, but you weren't here, so it's okay. We talked a little bit about comedy, so um, but I'm just wrapping things up here, guys. So I got to work early in the morning. So and tomorrow's Friday. Having my son's birthday on Saturday. My oldest just turned 15 years old, so I'm feeling very old. I'm feeling very old. um, Tim says Casino or Goodfellas. Casino. Film Kid says favorite James Cameron movie that isn't Aliens or either of the Terminators. Mm. Probably, probably True Lies. Yeah, probably True Lies. I really like True Lies. Melissa said yes. Love PT and A. Blu-ray Addicts in the house. What's up? I'm just wrapping up Blu-ray Addict. Thank you for stopping by though. Um, I got to work early in the morning. And it's past the hour now for these things, but I'll be back, guys, on Sunday to watch. While you guys are here, I'll be back Sunday. We're gonna do a Silent Rage watch along. So come out, my good guest Jeff from 101 Bronson. We're gonna sit here and watch some Chuck Norris. It's going to be a blast. I know football will be on. I can't help that. This is the schedule. So I hopefully some of you could make it. But yeah, we'll be on for that for sure. Film Kid says, gotta get going. Have a good live stream. Thank you. Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street or Texas Chainsaw. Drop one. Texas Chainsaw. Um, actually, ooh, Nightmare stays for sure. Ooh, oh, that's tough, man. I don't know if I'd drop Friday the 13th or drop Texas Chainsaw. That's a tough one. Mm. That's a tough one, Tim. I don't know. I don't know, man. Tough. Ginger Ninja says Silent Rage. Nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for me. I got to get out of here. I thank you for dropping by. Thank you for all the support for the channel for the last over a year. It's been awesome. I got some great things planned coming up, guys. Um talking 70s movies this month. And a little other stuff too. 80s, 90s, you know the kind of stuff we like on this channel. So but I really appreciate you guys all for watching and all that. Like I said, like, share, subscribe to videos, and I'll see you next time, guys. So you guys all have a good night. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, and let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let's get to 1,000. Let's get to 1,000 subs. One more question here. Jamie Hart says I have to drop Texas Chainsaw. I cannot betray my love for the others. Noted, noted, Jamie, and I wouldn't blame you. Freddie and Jason are awesome. And Blu-ray says, as far as franchises, I have to drop TCM. Melissa Voss says popcorn, yellow striped smile. All right. Cheers, everyone. My name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema. I'll see you next time. And I will see you guys in the movies. Cheers.